This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Oh, we just got back from the big game yesterday against the Carolina Panthers, the 0-2 Carolina Panthers. It's preseason. It don't mean anything. A lot of fun out there tonight. Did we see an improvement for the Giants in regards to certain things? Of course we did. Did we see some concerns potentially for some things that are still going on? Yeah, I think we did as well. But you got to start off with the connection.
Jones to Walla, first down.
Now, it may have only been one drive, but it was an efficient drive. It was the first drive for the New York Giants offense. Daniel Jones, 8 for 9 for 69 yards and a touchdown. You know what? And it was the connection. It was the connection being made. And every time you turned around, it looks like the Waller was making a catch. Waller had 3 catches for 30 yards, averaged 10 yards a catch, total of 12. He was targeted 4 times on that drive. It was a good connection. It was an interesting connection. Like I said, you could see the symbiotic relationship between the quarterback and the tight end, the vaunted tight end. You have to be excited, but again, it was one drive. And it was also against the Carolina Panthers. So I would hope the Giants offense, which is going to be a high-powered offense, and the Giants played most of their starters those first 2 series, especially on the offensive line. Then they kind of shuffled them out after that, and they kept most of their skill players in reference to wide receivers in through probably about the second quarter. But it was a good series for Jones. It was a good series for Waller. You could see how this offense could meld into something. Will it be, I would like to see it against the Dallas Cowboys instead of the Carolina Panthers, but you can only play the teams that are on your preseason schedule. But it gave you a nice preview of what potentially the Giants could do. The Giants still kind of kept it short, the passing game. The Jones only had averaged 7.7 yards on his passing plays, so they kept it kind of short. They didn't take any shots deep. They didn't really go deep or try to go deep until Tyrod Taylor came into the game. But I don't read anything into that. But like I said, if you want to see a silver lining in last night's big win, 21-19, you have to take a look at the fact that that first series, that first team offense played extremely well, and it was a good drive. It was a decisive drive. I will say Daniel Jones looks a lot more relaxed right now in the pocket. It's funny because we were on the sidelines most of the game. He looks more relaxed even on the sidelines, which was kind of interesting. I pointed out to a couple people. He actually had a little bit more of an air to him in regards to just kind of hanging out with his teammates and doing everything. It looks like he was having a good jovial time. You didn't really see that over the last 4 years. So, I don't know if that's a sign of anything. I don't know. We have to kind of just wait and see what happens. Because like I said, it is preseason. You also had a kind of a breakout game for Jalen Hyatt, 4 catches, 35 yards, and that big 33-yard touchdown. It was funny because he dropped that first pass from Tyrod Taylor. He just dropped it. He had it and he dropped it. And then he came back with that nice 33-yard catch. It was good. It was good to see. It was good to see him get that drop out of his mind because he was open in the end zone. The ball was lofted a little bit, and you know what? You cringe sometimes as a fan and as a player when it looks like the catch is going to be so easy and it's a high lofted throw. It's going to drop right in your bread basket because there's a lot of times potentially that you end up dropping that pass only because of the fact that it is so easy to catch. So I'm very, that was a nice play as well. Isaiah looked good at times as well. He had 2 catches for 45 yards. Paris Campbell got into the mix, which was nice to see. Same with Jameson Crowder towards the end of the game. You had a Sterling Shepard signing. He had 1 catch for 6 yards. He was targeted only once, but he was on. He stepped in really after that first offensive drive, and he was in the game for a little bit. Running in and out. So, I think that was kind of fun to see. That was interesting to see. Tommy DeVito, 9 for 11 against the third teamers and Home Depoters for 88 yards. Tyrod Taylor, 9 for 13 for 90 yards, had that big run also. He was the leading rusher, that 16-yard run that, this really set the tone for that one series. Off the running game. I'm not going to panic about the running game. Eric Gray had that nice 9-yard touchdown run. Actually, that shouldn't have been a touchdown. He was short, but it wouldn't have mattered because they would have had it on the 1-yard line. I'm still not seeing that initial burst. I'm still not seeing his ability to pick his spots to go through the line. He did have that nice 9-yard run, which was good, but I'm still not seeing it on the punt returns. I'm just maybe there's something. Like I said, maybe he just needs to get going. So, like I said, I'm not going to turn the page on Eric Gray yet, but I would like to see him get a little bit more. Just get a little bit more in general, be attacking and maybe hopefully see a little bit more of a burst. The running game was non-existent. 25 carries for 60 yards for 2.4 yards a carry. I don't know if it has to do more with the offensive line issues, especially with our third teamers. But a lot of the starters of the offensive line went into the second quarter, late into the second quarter. The Jingleheimer-Schmidt actually played a little bit longer than I thought he was going to play. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not throwing up the red flag yet. But again, it was not a solid effort in reference to the rushing attack. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about some of the run stopping abilities we're having in reference to stopping people at the defensive line. That's starting to that's still starting to creep up from last year as well. And there were some breakdowns on the defensive line as well. But like I said, it's preseason, so we're not going to sit here and we're not going to we're not going to just go crazy about it. Bobby Okereke was all over the field when he was in there. Like I said, the defensive starters went almost into the end of the second quarter. The offensive line especially was out pretty much after that first series. Like I said, they just kind of rotated in the skills players, but the defense pretty much played through that first half. So it was nice to see them. And I know, like I said, it is the Carolina Panthers. They started a rookie quarterback. They also had Matt Carroll come in. But it was still nice that they held them to 3 points. So, like I said, the Giants had a 21-3 lead at the end of the half. So that was nice to see. Jordan Riley looks like he had a talking to him the other day. He actually came out and played well, and he was playing with the first teamers in that first half. So that was kind of interesting as well. Banks and Hawkins, some rookie mistakes on both ends, but again, they're going to be rookie mistakes, and you'd rather get those rookie mistakes out of preseason out of the way. There was actually a big play that Hawkins got burned on that came back on a hold, so that was good. But like I said, it's one of those things that you see this, and it's preseason. Get the hiccups out of the way, and that's what you want to see with Banks and Hawkins, because in a couple weeks it's going to be go time against the Dallas Cowboys, so we have to make sure that we get going there. Kayvon Thibodeau looked good on that one sack coming around the outside, and he looped around and came in and took out Bryce Young, so that was a nice play as well. Giants only had 2 sacks on the day. Fox had the second one, which I'm a little surprised about in preseason, because you would think that there would be a little bit more sacks, especially towards the end of the game. And then take a look at it as well. The Panthers only had 2 sacks as well, so it was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. You're starting to see the roster meld a little bit and starting to mesh a little bit, which I think is interesting. We do have to take an eye out for that rushing attack. We have to take a look at a little bit more about the linebackers are going on as well. And we also need to just keep an eye on that offensive line, because, like I said, if you can't run it up on the Panthers, like I said, I'm not concerned yet. I'm not worried yet. It was good to see the connection between Jones and Waller.
Jones to Waller. First down.
And at the end of the game, it's a preseason game. But you saw some things you liked. You saw some things that might be some little bit of a concern. But like I said, if the offense can get rolling and Jones can stay on track, especially with Waller, and Waller can stay healthy, you do have the skill set players out there, that could potentially be a different style offense. And we haven't seen Saquon Barkley yet. So you know what? We have to wait and see what we got. And again, this is Tim. This is New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell, because you want to know why? That'd be awesome.